Dave's in Fort Worth, Texas. Hi, Dave. How are you?
Mr. Ramsey, I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking, sir. Your time's valuable, so is mine, so I'll make it quick.
Okay.
Me and my wife just found out we inherited $315,000.
Woo!
It doubles every 10 years. And, of course, like every other normal, I guess, silly American, we have debt, bad debt. We owe $150 on our house. We have $8,000 in a credit card debt and some student loans. Basically, it totals out to being almost $200,000.
Mm-hmm.
So that would leave about $150 or so in the account.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, we want to use that for retirement because we can get more out of that than we can my retirement at work.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wondering if you would endorse the idea of, instead of paying off the house, of course we're paying off all the other debt. That's silly not to pay that off. But instead of paying off the house, we put $50,000 down on the house and refinance it to a lower rate.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just slowly pay that off whenever, and it gets paid off when it gets paid off.
Yeah. How old are you guys?
I'm 33. My wife is 26.
How long have you been married?
5 beautiful years, and we had the only way we're leaving each other is through death, sir.
Okay. I wasn't questioning that. Trying to figure out where you are. Okay.
Yes,
Cool.
sir. I know. I'm just very, very excited.
Yeah. So, who passed away? Who left you the money?
It was her grandma, and
Okay.
her granddad had was really good with money, and they left it to her.
Mm-hmm.
Which, of course, me marrying her, she signed it over into both of our names.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And
cool.
Now we're here.
Okay. So, number one, let's back up a second. All right.
Yes, sir.
An investment doubles. There's a little nuance in mathematics called the rule of 72s. And if you divide the rate of return from your investment into the number 72, it tells you how often it doubles. So if you say I got 10% on my money, your money would double every 7.2 years. So if you're telling me it's doubling every 7 years, that means every 10 years, then that tells me it's invested at 7%.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's what that tells me. So number one, it's not doing really great in an investment there. In good growth stock mutual funds, you should make considerably more than that if you invested it the way we taught you. But so the question is not what I would endorse. The question is what causes you guys at 50 to be in the best financial condition, to have the most possible money? Which of these strategies? And that's the way we look at it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's the math of setting you guys up well in the future.
So what I would do if I woke up in your shoes is I would pay everything off, and I would use the fact that you have no payments to become an aggressive investor then. And so I would max out all my retirement accounts, 401ks, Roth IRAs, anything I can do. Do some other investing. I would increase my generosity. The downside, the problem with that idea is you. You and your wife have handled money horribly.
Yes, sir.
And if you keep doing that after you pay off everything, you're going to wake up at 50 back in debt.
Yes, sir.
If you keep making the same stupid butt decisions. Now, I used to make stupid butt decisions. That's how I can recognize them, because I got a PhD in stupid. And so PhD in DUMB, right? So I know what it feels like. So the problem is you have to change your behaviors as a part of this advice, or the advice is wrong. If you're going to continue to handle money like you're going to continue to handle it, I would recommend staying in debt. That way you won't get further in debt. You know, but if you'll do it right and take those old house payments and old payments that you don't have anymore and use them to grow, then you're going to be fine. And that's what I would tell you to do.
Yeah.
So, and I think that will make Granny smile, Grandpa smile from heaven and say, hey, these kids are out of debt and they are on a budget and they raise their right hand and put a brand in their take a tattoo, whatever you want to call it, where I say I never, 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 never will dishonor my grandfather's memory by going into debt again because I misbehaved.
Yeah, because there's a process that you are refined. When you go through baby step 2 and you've made, decisions that you and your family are in debt, you work the progress in the program to get out of it. There's sacrifice involved. And through that sacrifice, majority of people at the end of it are like, oh, never again. I've made it through. I've trudged through this problem and I'm done. I'm never looking back. And for you guys were handed a gift, Dave, and that's not a bad thing. I don't think that that's wrong at all. And that's a blessing. But exactly to your point, the refining that people had through that process of baby step 2, you guys are skipping that. And again, not bad, but recognizing and understanding that yes, those habits that you guys have had have to break. You have to change the way you're viewing money. And you and your wife sitting down together and doing that. And then just on the more tactical side of it, you guys are young. And so the whole idea of the retirement, you're going to have plenty of time, plenty of money for retirement.
What I've just prescribed to you will make you worth $10 million.
That's right. So paying everything off. There's this level of like, oh, you get a redo. Not everyone gets like the get out of free jail card, and you did, and so use it properly, get rid of everything or all the debt, and then you guys together continue to work the plan, and then that money that was left, it will grow, and you guys will continue to contribute more.
Yeah. So if I were in your shoes, that's what I would do. But I would be so afraid of myself because of what we're talking about. If I were in your shoes, I might even like write out. Type it out on your computer, print it out, a contract with myself, and both of you sign it, that because we did this, in order to honor the memory that this inheritance comes from, we are pledging to always do a budget. We are pledging to always live on less than we make. We are pledging to always be generous. We are pledging to never, under any circumstances, for any reason, ever borrow money again. And write it out. And both of you sign it. And, and then if you ever get like, I got to buy, we need a better car. And you start whining and then you get that piece of paper back out and you go, no. Because if you don't do that, so let's do this. I'm going to give you a gift to go with the inheritance. It's a year's subscription to Ramsey Plus. The two of you go through Financial Peace University. The two of you get on your every dollar budget. And wait 60 days to do anything with this money. Just park it to the side, pretend like you don't have it. And do this stuff for 60 days, and you can give yourself the confidence that you are going to change instead of this just, I promise I'll do it to myself thing. I would want to know that I wasn't going to screw this up if I were you.